Each person with CFS or fibro is different, so a management plan for CFS or fibro has to be individualized to fit each person. The first thing to consider is severity. That's here, severity. Severity varies over a wide range. This means that someone else may have a lighter form than you, a more severe form, or something similar. I've listed 4 levels of severity on the slide. Some people have a light case. Their symptoms are mild and they're able to work full-time, though usually with some difficulty. Among the thousands of people who have taken our class, about 10% fit into this category. Other people have moderate cases, meaning that their symptoms are moderate and they're able to leave the house every day and in some cases may be able to hold down a part-time job. This category represents about a third of the people in our program. Third is people who are housebound. They generally have moderate to severe symptoms and can leave the house between once and perhaps 3 times a week. They represent about half of the people in our program. And then lastly, some people are bedbound. They have severe symptoms and spend much or even almost all of their time in bed, and they represent also about 10% of the people in our program. Let me add 2 points. First, wherever you find yourself today, remember that you can improve. And second, living with CFS or fibromyalgia is often complicated by the presence of 1 or more additional medical issues. Many people have both CFS and fibro. Also, CFS and fibro are often accompanied by 1 or more medical conditions that are often found together with CFS and fibro. Some of the most common are sleep disorders such as apnea, food and digestive issues, chemical sensitivity, depression, myofascial pain, and orthostatic intolerance, which usually takes the form of neurally mediated hypotension, NMH, or POTS, POTS, which means postural orthostatic tachycardia syndrome. All these issues are discussed in the video titled Related Conditions. Just as people with CFS and fibromyalgia differ in the severity of their medical problems, so do they come from many different life situations. That's the second big category here, life situations. Some are young, many are middle-aged, and some are older. Some are married while others are single. Some are raising children, and others are childless or have grandchildren. So age and family varies a great deal. Some people with CFS or fibro find their financial situations, their finances, have changed little since they became ill. Perhaps they have a mild case of CFS or fibro and can continue to work, or maybe they have family members who work, or they receive disability payments that replace some of their former income, or maybe they're retired. For others, however, financial pressures can be great. Some people live alone with little income and no financial cushion, and many are somewhere in between. Your challenges and the resources you have to deal with them will vary depending on your situation, especially your family circumstances, that is, whether you're single or married and your stage of life, and your finances, as just mentioned. And also 2 other factors, what I call responsibilities and support. Responsibility means who's dependent on you, children, parents, spouse, grandchildren, or others. And sources of support can be family, friends, church, or other religious groups, and so on. Your situation also includes 2 other significant factors in the third category down here: coping skills and attitude, both of which can be changed. You may not be able to alter the fact that you have CFS or fibro, but you can learn new and more effective ways to deal with them. Research has shown that people can learn effective coping skills for managing long-term illness, either on their own or through self-help classes like those we offer. One such program is the Arthritis Self-Help course, which was developed at Stanford University in the late 1970s and has now been taken by hundreds of thousands of people. Participants in the class have significantly reduced their pain and depression and increased their activity level. Similar programs at UCLA and Harvard for skin cancer and chronic pain have produced comparable results. People who took a 6-session course on coping with skin cancer showed an increase in life expectancy in comparison to other skin cancer patients. And people who took a course on combating chronic pain reduced their visits to doctors, their levels of anxiety and depression, and their experience of pain. Using lifestyle changes such as a low-fat diet, exercise, and group support, patients in Dean Ornish's program reversed the symptoms of heart disease. In other research, people with diabetes have been found to be able to reduce by half their risk of heart attacks and strokes by improving their regimen of blood testing and insulin injections. These classes demonstrate that good coping skills can make a significant difference to quality of life and may even change the course of long-term conditions. Attitude is also important to living well with long-term illness. The attitude that seems to help is one that is both realistic and hopeful. We call it acceptance with a fighting spirit. People with this attitude combine two seemingly contradictory ideas. On the one hand, they accept that their illness is a long-term condition. They don't expect a miracle cure to restore them to health. Rather, they acknowledge that their lives have changed and they have to live differently. At the same time, they believe that they can find ways to get better. Self-management of long-term illness requires hard work and patience. I hope you can join the many people in our program who have found that they can affect their symptom level and quality of life significantly by learning how to manage their conditions.